Dave.
Ian.
Hello.
Welcome to the greatest automotive podcast in the known universe, greatest music podcast, Apexadjacent. I'm Dave.
Yes, I am Ian. We have a lot to talk about tonight.
We do. I haven't seen you for a while, buddy. You've been out gallivanting around the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a good rental car report on that and a couple other things. But I just want to start off because I had a big day at work, like the biggest day possible, and I'm like coming in hot about it, and I just gotta I gotta talk about it because it's my very, very, very favorite phenomenon of modern life is the reply all storm. Yep. And they've only been around for 20-ish years, I guess. Mm-hmm. But man, it's just like it's kind of like how like at the airport you see like everybody like just you see their lizard brain when they're traveling, right?
Right. Yes.
And I think the same is true in the reply all storm because it's one of those things. It's such a telling thing about modern life where there's one correct response, which is to do nothing.
Right. Just to not insert yourself in any way, shape, or form.
To notice that someone has made an error.
Right.
And move on with your day without saying a fucking thing.
Right. Exactly.
That's the only correct response.
Yeah. This isn't my order.
Yes. But people cannot help themselves. And it cracks me up to no end. Like, it's just the funniest shit. And I get way more enjoyment out of it than I should.
One of my favorite things about a reply all storm is how non-discriminatory it is. It like you will have the lowest level employee be on equal footing with the president of the fucking company.
Well, I think I told you like the person who kicked it all off was a senior VP. Also, keep in mind, I work at a technology company. These are all supposed to be tech literate people. And just an endless thing. And it was like, I love all the characters that show up.
Yep.
You know,
the ones that yell with big letters.
There was somebody who yelled with big letters, who got angry, the angry people about the reply all. And then, but the first wave was the hapless people of like, hey, I think this might be a mistake.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's the people then there's the unsubscribed people.
Yep.
And then you get the angry people. And then my favorite ones are the people who try to help.
Yes. They're my second favorite, but go on. Okay.
Yeah, they try to help. And then that's when I come in.
Yeah, you're my favorite part of this.
When it starts to peter out just a little bit. You got to throw a curveball in
there. Yep. Right? Yeah, you're the person, you see the bar dying down towards the end of the night. You put on the song on the jukebox. It gets like the people with the remaining amount of energy and like dancing again. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I want there to be like a real academic study about the behavior of people during a reply all storm because I feel like there's some real insights to be gleaned because oh my God, it's just the best. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. Regular listeners of the show should know that joy is a strong word for me. But legitimately, it's one of the few things in life that brings me actual joy.
Yeah, you're legit happy this evening. Yeah, you have like an airy glow about you. Are you preggers?
I had a shit day at work, honestly, but except for that, and it just like
ride
the whole day. Yeah.
I love it so much. I haven't seen you smile this much.
I'm telling you, I've been bubbly, downright bubbly all day because of this. It's just, I don't know. It's the best. I love it so much.
You should have replied all with a few emojis.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah. as someone who's recently, within the last few months, messed up a reply all on my own, also someone who used to be an email administrator, I can say it knows no boundaries when it comes to who gets caught up in it. Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I was like texting my coworkers, like, I think it's a reply also, guys.
Like Santa's coming. That's the energy you're bringing to it.
It really is.
There's cake in the break room.
It's a real just insight into just the way, because people know that that's not the right thing to do. They know.
Right.
And they fucking do it anyway.
I think you're right. It does say a lot that when the absolute correct thing to do is absolutely nothing, to just
shutting up.
Right. Yeah. That is when that is the hardest thing for people to do. I think recently it was a conversation at work where I was like, oh, I wanted to say something, and then I actually I pulled it back inside, and I was like, this is not nobody, not to sound bad, but nobody cares about your take right now, Dave.
Right.
This is a time where you just kind of you keep your mouth shut and you just kind of roll along. Right. And I think that says a lot about somebody's maturity level. I feel like that's more of a wisdom thing. I don't do it very often, but I think I'm learning. Right. I think that there are times that people need to realize that what they think about something does not help the situation at all.
No.
Right?
It's very often that's the case.
Right. Yeah. The way that
I'm sorry, that's another I don't know if you heard that. That was another reply all coming in.
Was it?
I love it so much. It's still going. Sorry.
Has it crossed languages yet?
No.
Yeah. Just put some Bjork lyrics into Google Translate and run it through a couple times. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that you had that nugget of joy today, Ian. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that. And I hope that the transitive property allows somebody else to enjoy this nugget of joy of a podcast on your behalf, that we can pass that on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just the fucking
I love a giddy Ian. Yeah.
I mean, it's few and far between. So enjoy while it lasts.
Go-karting, right? Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. Giddy Ian, what else do you want to talk about today?
I think we have a programming note that's very important. Do you want to tell us our update on the merch situation?
Oh, yeah. This week in the mail. I mean, several weeks by the time this comes out. But I got our Vegan Angel stickers in the mail.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you can hop over to our store, which is a link in the YouTube description. And also we tweet it out and stuff. apexadjacent.bigcartel.com. Yeah. Pick up a Vegan Angel sticker and, mourn the loss of PETA and I's delightful Vegan, one of the greatest cars ever made. And one of the greatest cars I've ever owned. And you sent me the Mr. Regular, the regular car reviews, Saab Vegan episode earlier today. And our buddy Steve had sent it to me over on Twitter when it first came out. And I really, really liked it. You could hear the frustration in Mr. Regular's voice in Saab and GM saw a giant rock and a other hard place, and they're like, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, those cars are so I was thinking about it when I was watching it today, just how just unique feeling it is.
Right.
It really does have a unique feel. And I wouldn't necessarily call it I wouldn't use a lot of the words to describe it that I would say I value in a car. Does that make sense? I wouldn't say it's the most raw or the most fun or
right.
or even the most luxurious or the most refined or any of those. Like, it's not any of those. It's just its own thing completely.
Right.
It has its very unique feel, and it's hilarious and fun, but it's definitely not super fast. Like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a solid example. Yes, definitely sticky, but definitely how it's greater than the sum of the parts.
Yes.
Right. And because it's just a standard like passenger car platform. It doesn't have like fancy double wishbone front suspension. Like it's it's all on paper, it doesn't seem great. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a conundrum that a lot of plug-in hybrids fall into these days, where on paper, it doesn't really look like much, but every one that we've driven has exceeded our expectation, right?
Yeah, there's a thing, and this was, for all of his faults, this was the thing that Jeremy Clarkson was so good at expressing in his heyday. Like, there's just like a thing that happens with cars, and lots of other things too, but cars in particular, where like, it's the exact thing what you're talking about. Like, it's greater than the sum of its parts, and you can't necessarily explain why, but it does. It like burrows into you somehow.
It does, right? Like it's the reason that you like reach for like the steel road bike over like a fancy carbon thing. It's it's the reason that you put on a record instead of just streaming some music. Like but then like it's not 1,000% analog, right? So it's not just an old school thing, right? Like that's part of it, but it's like it is a nuanced feel, and it is like it's really weird. I miss that car so much, and it's it's wild. It's so sticky. It just stays there.
Well, and I think it's something to do with like, to keep going with the music analogy a little bit, like it's something to do with like them being up in Sweden and kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And it's like those weird species of animal that only exist on like
the Mariana Trench and stuff. Yeah.
Right. That like they evolve just completely on their own, separate,
Yeah.
And then you stumble on them and you're like, what is
going on here? Yeah.
Or like a band, like a music scene that's, like in the early 2000s, there was like a scene in Omaha, and they were just doing their own thing, and kind of not touched by the outside world.
Yes.
And you discover that, and you're like, well, it's just different. They're not on paper doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
But like it's just outside of what everyone else is doing.
Right.
So it kind of sticks with you.
To kind of extend that, I think you're spot on. Like, I think it's interesting because like not only were they doing their own thing, like they were trying to compete with other things without being those things, right? So like they were trying to compete with like an M3 and stuff like that of the era, but they weren't trying to ape an M3. They weren't trying to do what M3s do. They were just trying to do a Saab that like
and contrast that with like what Audi and Mercedes were doing at the same time.
Right.
Which is they were trying to make an M3 replacement.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. They're like, okay, this is like, we're going to follow this kind of formula. Right. Or like a derivative of the formula, but like Saab just fucking shows up with a TD04 on a 2.3 liter engine and a 5-speed manual. And they're like, here you go, fuckers. Sweden has entered the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right? And actually, so this dovetails very nicely with my album of the week.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it early. Okay. Fuck it. We'll do it live, Ian.
Okay. So I have been really enjoying my records and the exactly what you're talking about.
Making
the feel of it. Yeah, making it special. And if anyone else who's listening does records, I can't recommend Discogs enough. It's great. But I've been really liking the Shake to So there's a function in the app where if you pull up your collection, you shake the phone, it will pull up a random record. And the idea is you're like, I don't know what to play. You shake the phone and it gives you a record. He just picks a record at random from your collection.
No way. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I did that right before we recorded, and I think it's a perfect pick. And I didn't cheat; it was just one shake.
Okay.
So it's the album New, NEU. 75.
New 75. New 75. Okay, studio album by New !
Yes.
Okay.
So this is krautrock. It's excellent.
Oh, it's on Astralworks. Okay. Yeah. Chemical Brothers label.
Yeah, probably the reissue was on.
Okay.
Anyway, it's great. So krautrock, for anyone who doesn't know, is kind of like the precursor to like electronic music, and all of that, like house music, kind of came out of the krautrock stuff.
Okay.
And it was an example of like there was these weird dudes in Germany just kind of like doing their own thing.
Right.
And they had their own scene, and then people kind of discovered it and then iterated on that, and it kind of just got sucked into the larger like pop music stuff.
Okay.
But you can definitely like hear a lot of modern electronic music and stuff like kind of traces back to this.
Okay. Nice.
Very good record. It's very much like a have it on while you're working or something.
Okay.
Like that. So the thing with krautrock is that like they're big beats, but they're like they kind of go on for a long time, and they kind of like twist and morph and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like really like drum driven.
Yeah.
So you might dig it, but you got to listen to it in the right context, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
If you like sit down and intensely listen to it, I think you'd get bored really quick.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you just have it on, I think you'll dig it.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Do you know when this originally came out? Was it 1975?
I thought so. I don't know.
Yeah.
They have New is weird because they have a bunch of like reissues and stuff. So they only had 1975.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
they had like there's also a bunch of like reissues and like compilations of like old like live recordings and stuff like that. But this was an actual studio album that came out in the 70s.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Do you have favorite krautrock artists? I mean, like Kraftwerk is a huge one, obviously, right?
Yeah, they're more electronic than these guys. So this is like kind of pre Kraftwerk, like this whole stuff. Like them and Can are the two big ones.
Okay.
Can is great. Tago Mago by Can is one of my all-time favorites.
Okay.
All the early Can stuff is fucking killer.
Is this K-A-N or C-A-N?
Nope, Can, just like a can.
These bands with ungoogleable names. Yeah.
But if you look up Tago Mago, that's a really, really good one. Monster Movie is a really good one too by Can.
Okay.
The first couple of new albums are great.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with any of this stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Fantastic.
Right on. Nice, man. Well, I will listen to New 75. Yeah, for sure.
Do it.
Yeah. Nice, man. I like that. That.
But yeah, it was just like the whole
I
don't know, like the doing your own thing just made me think about this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Yeah.
Anyway,
buy a Vegan Angel sticker from us. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll write you a thank you note on the back of it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Ian will handwrite a thank you note on every single one.
I will reply all to all of my comments.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, what else is going on?
You have a My Eyes.
I do. I have some My Eyes, Ian. I have some My Eyes. Oh boy. It's been a busy week. I've put some stuff in the camera roll. First of all, this is a My Eyes that I came across on Twitter. I just want to give a big fuck you to whatever this company is, because this is a dumb way to try to sell me a wallet with a targeted ad. They classify themselves as the Tesla of wallets.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Exactly, right? Yeah. I think that this screenshot of my Twitter feed is very interesting because not only does it have whatever the fuck this dumb Exter thing is, this wallet that's trying to be the Tesla of wallets. So you can't drive it in the rain, like you can't use your wallet in the rain, like what the hell? I don't know.
Panel gaps are amazing.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So many credit cards just fall straight through it. Yeah, so there's that. And then a corporation that is actually 1,000% delightful and I love, Devolver Digital. They're a video game publisher that publish amazing video games. And like, so I have this 1-2 punch right in my feed. Yeah, so that's not how you market a wallet to Dave, you know? Yeah, right? Yeah. Then I have 2 Carstanzas for you, Ian.
Okay.
Which, like, on a scale of 1 to Kia with the X5,
yeah,
like, do you want the one closer to that or further away from that first?
Let's ease me into it. Let's go to 1 first.
Okay, we'll get Pappy in the warm bath 1 toe at a time.
Yeah, okay. I don't want the cold water on my bits yet. let's get my thighs.
All right. Okay.
Acclimated, then we'll go in. Yeah.
You got it. You got it. Here is a Jetta I saw. It's a very rare Volkswagen Jetta. All right. So it's champagne beige with silver wheels, which is a bad look. If you've got a champagne beige car, don't do alloy silver wheels. You got to go with a different color. But Ian, are you noticing anything?
What is this badge on the back? Is it a Type R badge? Tell me it's a Type R badge.
It's not, Ian. I would argue that it's better than a Type R badge, Ian. Here you go, Pappy. It's an LSX badge. LSX, one of the GM V8s that this is very much not. Yeah.
It's such a bizarre choice.
Right? Right, and you know that they put it there because they think it looks good there. Like it,
you can tell they put it there with intention because it's like centered.
It's straight, yeah.
Which so many of these,
right?
Are not.
Oh, we're gonna get to it, but yeah, yeah.
That
isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's is it for?
Really, really weird.
Who is it for? Right? Because it's a little bit along the lines of that Jag minivan that Ryan West sent us, because like you could tell that at some point in this whole journey that some restraint was shown. Right? That some a decision was made, like, here's where I stop. Right?
They're sort of being responsible because they're going to put it on neatly.
Right.
They only have one.
Right.
I'm guessing they took some dealer badges off.
Yeah, right. That, you know what? That's a great point. Yeah, and they didn't overdo it. Like, so Kelly does a lot of watercolor paintings, right? And she always says that like the thing that like when she ruins a painting is when she does too much.
Just one more thing, yeah.
Yeah, like learning where to stop, which is a really important thing, right? And yeah, she's great. I love her paintings. But like that restraint is very interesting because it is shown here. Yeah. Now, I would like to show you where someone chose not to restrain themselves.
Oh man, I can't wait.
This is in the Costco parking lot, Ian. Oh, buddy. Oh boy. Okay. Right now you live in a world where you haven't seen this yet. So just think of, you can always think
before and after.
Yeah.
Before and after. Okay.
You can always think of your reply all to get back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here you go, buddy. It is a BMW X3 that has an M badge on it. And it has a giant BMW sticker in the back window.
Yeah.
Speaking of windows, they have decided to put BMW emblems on the rear windows with M emblems. I don't know if we've seen anybody take Carstanza to the actual window of the car. This may be a first for us. Ian, I just noticed they have BMW Motorsport stickers on their door handle.
Oh, that's not really coming through, but I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the TRD racing, the Toyota racing.
Very crooked, I want to point out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, no restraint was shown.
I just like, what? Like you can Google.
Yeah.
Easily. Just Google image to see what the car that you're trying to like, at least look at a picture.
Right. Right.
Does anybody think that a car manufacturer, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our emblem on the fucking window.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Also, what do you use as a reference to make that level on that window? Because there's no straight line on that window.
They obviously didn't use gravity, Ian. They did not use gravity. They just used.
I like to think too that the first iteration of that they put on one of the windows that moves.
And they were at the drive-through, and they were like, "Oh fuck."
Yes, I'll have a clink, 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 clink.
That's so good. Yes. Yes. Right?
None of this shit makes sense.
Oh god, my face hurts from looking at this one. Oh.
There's also extra chrome on the little, like, on the reflector, on the surround of the reflector down on the bumper.
Oh yeah, there is. What is that?
That's super cheesy looking.
Yeah, it is. That is one hell of a plate frame too. Like the big American eagle.
That's like, I think, an NRA plate frame.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Well,
there's a lot happening here.
Yeah, there is.
What does it say? Something?
It says bye baby on board or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Bay. Yeah, I don't know. Something baby on board.
Oh, it's a BMW Eagle.
Oh, what is the BMW Eagle?
I don't know, but look.
Yeah, they have wings.
Roundel is attached to the wings.
Yeah. Are they trying to copy my like Vegan Angel style? What's going on?
Obviously, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that was their source of inspiration. Also, did BMW do a chrome rear wiper?
Oh, good catch. No, I don't think so. This is one of those ones, man. The more you look at it,
the
more questions you have.
Yeah, you could go nuts with, like, if you got this at 8:57 on a work day, your entire day of productivity would be ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that I think of the two people, the bigger, like, psychopath is the Jetta.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because they're the psychopath that's like getting away with some stuff.
This one's fun crazy.
Right. This
is the friend that you give like an extra, like you just goad him into an extra drink at the bar, and you're like, watch what this idiot does.
Right.
Yeah. And the other one's like, do you need me to walk you to your car because he's out there?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go.
So much going on. There's like more extra chrome at the front too.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. They put those little triangles on, and
then Oh man. Oh boy.
I know. Isn't it wild? People do some crazy shit, man. Yeah. Oh, just the M next to X3. I love it so much.
Well, and I like that they went with the silver M.
Right. Here.
Without the motorsport colors on the rear, but on the window.
Yes, they chose to get wild.
But then a monochrome roundel.
Yes. Or sun faded, maybe, if it's a sticker. Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Or maybe they pulled it off at the junkyard. Yeah. Because those roundels, they flake.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That enamel or whatever was on it. Right?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think they got it at a junkyard. Yeah. You pull it, or eBay. I don't
think
know.
eBay. I think eBay.
Or this is like a Highlander, and these are all the other cars that they've hit and killed. And they're just showing their trophies. Yeah.
Yeah. Joke's on us. This is actually a Kia.
Yeah.
It's the final state of that Kia that we saw.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. That's really, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh my God. That'd be really funny if we saw one thing and we had to be like, are you sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. and be like, the turn signal. Uh-huh. Yeah. So there you go. There's my eyes. I think that's about it. We have some listener my eyes and stuff, but that's what I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
What else we got? Oh,
Got
do you want to
garage
hear
updates. We've got
my rental car report?
Yes, let's get to all that. Yes, I want to hear your rental car report. Yeah.
So, I rented a 2023. So I drove. Let me reset this.
Yeah.
So I was flying from Denver to Chicago, and then driving with my 2 young kids. We're driving up to Michigan to meet my wife, and then she has some book events for Lola at Last, available wherever books are sold right now. Get your copy. Get 3 copies. This is backups. You need a RAID 2 of books.
RAID 2.
That's how that works, right? And so I got to the rental car place, and what I ended up with was a 2023 Kia Sportage.
Ah. Yes.
Sportage.
The Sportage, the sportagiest of the Kias. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, we have talked a lot on this show about how you should not sleep on Kia Hyundai because they make some fantastic cars. Like really, truly very good cars. They also make the Kia Sportage. It was not good, Dave. It was not good.
They're keeping some of the old Kia alive?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I mean, just something. Let me start with the good things. The best thing about it, visibility is great. Like, the view out front is really, really good. The cowl's very low.
Yeah,
the way they looks like the dash is like you kind of feel like you're looking over the hood, and like it's a very like different feel than a lot of other modern, especially SUVs.
Okay.
Lots of room.
Yeah.
And I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. Yeah, it was not great. The interior just drove me absolutely bananas. It dinged at you. It dinged for fucking everything so much. But the worst thing, and I don't know why it bothered me so much, but you know the idea of hostile architecture? Like where you
like how they prevent like the unhoused from sleeping in certain areas by putting large boulders in like medians or egress,
or stuff. Like the strips of metal on the benches so you can't sleep on them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's the material that the armrest for the driver on the door is made out of. Okay. That's what it's made out of.
Okay,
all of that stuff, all the boulders and the metal just get melted down and molded into the armrest on the door. Kia Sportage,
designed by like a brutalist architect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's real bad.
Okay.
And then it's just like it doesn't drive especially well or anything like that. It's a ton of noise.
Okay.
What else? There was one other thing that was driving me absolutely bonkers.
How was the whole like center stack and all that like? Because it looks like they have some buttons for things that not everything is through the touchscreen.
That is true. They do have good buttons for stuff.
Okay.
The buttons on the stuff is good. I'm happy that they've maintained those.
Yeah.
Because the going into the UI is not good.
Okay.
Android Auto worked great. It was wireless. That was perfect. The whole time, but the UI, like getting into the menus and stuff, is not especially good. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It has the worst stereo.
Really? Even though it has this fake tube amp little display?
I mean, I know I was driving a rental spec car,
right? Right.
But this thing had literally, when I drove it out a lot, 320 miles on it.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Brand new.
Yeah.
And it was the worst stereo I had ever seen. This is how bad it was. When I got it, I always check the EQ settings.
Yeah.
Because people are psychos.
The bass is always
crank the bass up, right?
Yeah.
In this one, the mid was all the way to the top. I've never seen that before.
What? It was nothing but podcasts for that person. Yeah.
Because and honestly, I understand why they did it, because there was no mid.
Oh, it was a desperation act. Like somebody was really trying to get something out of it.
I think so, because like, especially for voices, you couldn't, like, it just got lost. If above like 70 miles an hour, you couldn't hear anything.
Really?
So quiet. It was just so awful.
Wow. Okay.
Stereo was aggressively bad. Which, in a rental car, sort of important.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I didn't especially enjoy my time with Kia Sportage. I was disappointed in it, especially since we've driven so many other great Kias and Hyundais lately.
Yeah.
Not good.
How was it bolting child seats and stuff like that into it? Was it okay?
Yeah, that was fine.
Okay.
That was good. The storage in the back was good. All that, like, the form factor is fine.
Right.
Nothing wrong with it. It would be better as a wagon, but it was fine.
Right.
But like, just some of the stuff, and like, this is like a top trim, so like, this has like soft surfaces on the armrest on the door.
Okay.
But on the rental spec, it's hard.
It's like that hard, like the door cards on the Fiat, like that, just that like TI 85 calculator material.
Yeah, but it just like killed my elbow.
Okay. Makes me think of like the Dreamcast back there. The thumbstick, the analog stick, just is known for shredding your thumbs.
Yes.
Aggressive dots on that. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And then like, the seating position was really strange. Like, the downside of that good visibility is that you really feel like you're sitting up on top of it. Like, you cannot get the seat. I couldn't get the seat low enough
for you. Yeah.
For me.
You want to sit in a car. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like feeling like I'm sitting on top of it. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. Now, put this into context for the listeners. Approximately how many hours, days, and miles did you spend in this car that you did not like?
So basically, we did spend a lot of time in this car. Like, we picked it up in Chicago. We took it up to Michigan to meet my wife and her family. And then me and my wife drove down to Columbus for one of her book events for, again, Lola at Last, available wherever books are sold. Anyway, I may know a guy who can get you a signed copy if you want. DM me. Anyway, so we went up to Flint and then drove down to Columbus, Ohio, did the book events, and then we were going to come back. And so here's where I spent a lot of time in the car.
Okay.
It's about 4 hours. It's about a 4-hour drive between Flint and Columbus. So if you just want to show, just pull up driving directions from Columbus, Ohio to Flint, Michigan.
Okay. All right. Columbus, Ohio, directions, Flint.
And by the way, Columbus, Ohio, great little town. Great little city. Okay. It's a ton of fun there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So going to saying, 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Basically a straight shot. You get over to US 23 and then you just take it all the way up.
Okay. All right.
Easy drive. Now, I dropped a link in the things. My wife likes to do road trips and explore new places.
Right.
And she got very excited to see the sights of Ohio. Now, you can see the route that we took home. Remember, this is a 4-hour drive, ostensibly.
You turned it into a 9-hour and 15-minute drive.
It took us 13 hours to get home.
Oh no. Okay.
I will say the Hocking Hills, southeast of Columbus, were fantastic. It was really, really pretty.
Okay.
Didn't really know that any of that existed. Yeah, we went there.
Okay.
Old Man's Cave. Really gorgeous, great roads, cool stuff.
Okay. It
Cool
looks
little
really
restaurants.
pretty. Yeah.
It's very pretty. Even in late March, it was very pretty.
Okay.
So that, yes.
Uh-huh.
Now the rest of that trip through every fucking corner of Ohio,
Uh-huh.
less successful, I would say.
Okay. How was the Triple Nickel Diner?
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. But
Okay.
I mean, not worth the hour that we went out of our way to get there.
Yeah, you did go very far out of your way to get there.
We were nearly in West Virginia.
You were. Yeah. Yeah. You could have just reached across the border to pick up your meth.
Yeah, I don't know if any of our listeners are geography buffs, but West Virginia is the opposite direction from Michigan, which is the destination.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't swing by Pittsburgh to pick up a hot pretzel and
we kept making jokes like, oh yeah, we'll just swing by Rhode Island real quick. We'll we'll just pop on over to wherever.
Did you do all this in one day?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the next day we drove from Flint back to Chicago.
Oh,
we had to
wow.
fly home.
Yeah.
So it was a whole thing.
So when you say you don't like the 2023 Kia Sportage, you've had some stick time with it. This is not our 20 minutes in a press car.
Correct. Yeah, because I had at least, not counting like other things. Like if I put in I just put in O'Hare.
Uh-huh.
Like without the initial trip from O'Hare, just from Columbus back to O'Hare, that was 792 miles in 2 days. Yeah. So I mean, we put we did the break-in of this rental car.
You did, right?
Now I would like to say one other thing, which is like, we talked about the reply all phenomenon.
Yes.
The other phenomenon that I observed on this trip that I think we've talked about before, but the accomplices of convenience.
Okay.
Which is that thing where you're maybe allegedly traveling faster than is necessarily allowed.
Than the speed limit. The speed limit is what they call that, Ian. Uh-huh.
Oh, the speed limit. That's what that's
the little red number on your Waze. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But then there are other people also traveling allegedly faster than the speed limit.
Right.
And you form a little bond.
You get a driving buddy or a driving crew. Yep. A road buddy. Yep. I've been there. Yeah. A traffic buddy, if you will. Yeah.
And man, I just love it. Whoever, there's like an election that takes place, like the concept of like, of nodes in a system doing an election.
Yeah.
To see who's going to be in front or the lead.
Right.
That sort of happens, right? Like people kind of jockey. Some people like to be out front. Some people want to hang back. Maybe people who are more risk averse, like they hang back and let the radar blocks go first. And then maybe you switch later on down the road. If
maybe you take a pull. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's like the best of human emotion or a human like interaction. Like no words need to be spoken. You don't need to know anything about the other people. All you know is you're both trying to get away with something.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like, it's not a race. Nobody's racing. No. You have a partner in wanting to move effectively through traffic or effectively down the road is what it is.
Yeah, effectively down the road. Because I if someone is going through traffic too aggressively, I won't.
Yep.
I won't.
No. Yep. Yeah. You stay away from them.
I'll bow out. I'll let them get down the road, and then I'll resume my alleged speeding. And then, but if someone else is kind of behaving similarly to me,
right?
You can use them, and they're like another set of eyes. If they have their brake lights come on,
right? Maybe they're more familiar with the area. Yeah. Right.
That's the best.
When you get a traffic buddy, Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that you're right. Yeah. Right.
An accomplice of convenience. I love them.
that. I love that. Yeah. Right. Nice, man. Accomplice of convenience. Yeah. That's Ian's first EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, man. Yeah. You gotta have it. You gotta have a traffic buddy. It's always handy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. It's a fine balance. It's a very fine balance because like we've all had the tailgater or the person that was like trying to push you to be the one that was in front when you didn't want to, stuff like that.
That's a funny one. Yeah. When they'll like speed up and then slow back down and let you pass them, and then they get right back behind you. Like, come on, go.
Yep.
You can be the lead, but I don't want to be the lead.
Yeah. I had that when I was driving from Denver back to Kansas City one time with a Dodge Stealth. It was doing that to me. And it was back when I had my pickup truck, and it was I was scooting along, but it's freaking Eastern Colorado and Kansas, so you don't fuck around, right? Like because you find out, right? And so like it kept tailgating me. It kept trying to get me to be the guy. And at one point, I just put my truck in neutral and just let it roll until like we were probably doing like 35. There was no one around, and they got fed up with me and went around. Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a fine balance. I'm glad you had a traffic buddy. I'm glad you had an accomplice.
Yeah, I will say that that area of the country, like that drive between Chicago and Detroit or Flint or whatever, that stretch of highway or whatever, always that's an easy way to find stuff. People in Michigan drive fucking fast.
Really? Okay.
The fastest in the country that I've seen.
Okay.
And they're actually fairly decent at like lane discipline and stuff. Still not great, but for Americans, they're really pretty good at like getting over and being aware of their surroundings and not driving 20 miles an hour under the speed limit for no reason. That sort of shit.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good. Pretty easy to find an accomplice on that
road. Nice, buddy. An accomplice that you were both enjoyed the fact that you were following the speed limit, and you would flash the lights if your cruise control went went 1 mile over. Yeah. See, this is where radar guided cruise control really pays off, right? Like you have the person that sets their cruise control, then you have the auto follow. Mm-hmm. And that way you don't creep up on them unintentionally. You don't fall back, right? Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we did when we went back from the track when I had the Infinity. Right? You went first and I went second, and I just radared you. Yeah.
Yeah. That works well if you're the second car.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't work as well in the first. Because I feel like a lot of those radar guided stuff is like they're too aggressive with like
braking and stuff.
Braking and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Any whoozle. Yeah. Nice, buddy. Nice.
Should we wrap it up with a license plate game and then get you to bed?
We got a license plate game, but I really do want to kick off a new segment for the show.
Oh.
Ian. I have a new segment. So I have a couple garage updates because I've finished all the work on the Fiat for autocross.
That's exciting.
So let me show you some stuff here. So I did all my fancy gauges. I have a proper turbo gauge. I've got a water temperature, an oil temperature, and an oil pressure gauge.
That's great.
All wired in. I did new sway bar links while you're in there. I think you're going to enjoy these over how they look over stock. So there you go. They're like twice the thickness.
Yeah.
Right. And then here's the Conies, the stock Eibach, I think. Is that how you say it? Eibach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eibach. Yeah.
Eibach. Yeah. Stock. It has stock Eibach. Actually, no, these were KYBs. But the springs are Eibach. And I think from the factory, I think they have Eibach. I could be mistaken.
So you stayed on the stock springs?
Stayed on stock springs, right? Because I didn't want to change my height. It seems like all they sell is lowering springs. They don't seem to have performance springs that kind of keep the same height. The car's low enough, man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
I mean, no, but that's
so here's the front Conies installed. I did the rears in like 28 minutes. It took like almost no, like 18 minutes. It took like it was 4 bolts, like 2 per
Wow.
side. Yeah. And here's my chonk boy all ready for autocross season. So
Oh man, that looks great.
thanks. I got the new to me 8-inch wide tire wheels on there.
Yeah,
And
they
so
barely fit, huh?
yep. Yep.
Did they rub at all? Did you take
Nope.
it out for a drive at all? Or
I did. I've driven it. I've done some short trips, just making sure everything's okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because like I replumbed that like those oil lines, and I
right.
had the radiator disconnected. I found that weird plastic piece.
Yeah. Were you
Yeah,
able to find like a parking lot and throw it around a little bit to see like how it feels? Like, I mean, I know the
yeah.
suspension's is still settling in and stuff, but like,
I haven't yet. Yeah, I want to get a proper alignment and then do that. But I did like do it enough to feel the difference between the softest setting and the hardest setting on the fronts. I
nice.
just set the rears to the hardest. I'll
Yeah.
just leave it there because those have to come off. I think yours are the same way, right?
Yeah.
And then
You got
you have to like push them in and twist them. Yeah,
pain. Yeah.
yeah. So that we'll just leave. Yeah, but yeah. So but since we're all ready for autocross, the BMW Club put up their first event online for everybody to register. And you remember when you registered to drive with me that you have to sign an e-waiver,
Yeah.
right? And so I would like to introduce a segment of the show called Waiver Wars. Okay? PETA and I have a thing going. I can't remember how it started, but you have to take a picture of yourself for the electronic waiver, right?
Right.
And I made one of mine silly. And so PETA, of course, like is known for silly pictures. So we want the audience to vote on who wins waiver wars for each of these events.
I love it.
Okay. So who do you want to see first, Ian? Do you want to see PETA's or do you want to see mine?
Let's see yours.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here's mine. Here's round 1 waiver wars, Dave. Okay. So describe what you see, Ian.
Librarian on a bender, I think is
I'm in my bathrobe.
yeah.
That
very messy hair, glasses askew.
that is genuinely my hair from when I woke up that morning. Like I didn't do anything. If anything, it fell down a touch.
Yeah, that's impressive. I like it.
Okay.
Yep, I like that. Robe on, I guess.
Yep. Little espresso cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny. I like it. I think the espresso cup sells it too because it's comically small.
Yeah.
Instead of a regular size coffee cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Okay. Thank you. And then here is PETA's entry in Waiver Wars, round 1. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
He has a KitchenAid mixing bowl on his head and his buck teeth, doing buck teeth. So
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So let us know, listeners, let us know in the YouTube comments, or text us or tweet us who wins Waiver Wars. I guess we could put up a Twitter poll when the episode launches. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So Waiver Wars. Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're going to continue doing this because these really are our pictures for our waivers. We're going to continue Waiver Wars until the people at the BMW Club tell us to stop.
Yeah.
So,
well, if there's one thing that BMW drivers are famous for, it's their sense of humor. So sure.
Right? Yeah. They'll be able to roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So there we go. So I do want to give a couple listener my eyes real quick. So our buddy Dana, he sent this. This is Dana. He found taffy for me. So
nice.
Thank you, Dana. Yes. I love people sending me pictures of taffy. Yes. So thank you.
I like people sending pictures of taffy and not just actual taffy.
It works. It works. And then Dana saw a Scion XB that I think you're gonna like, Ian. I think you're gonna like. Okay, here you go.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is slammed as shit, right? On some just like nice black wheels, and it has an exhaust, like a bazooka. How do you say it? Bozuzoku?
Yeah, I never know how to say it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The exhaust that comes way up out of the car.
Right?
Fantastic. I
And
love everything about that.
It's in the shape, the exhaust at the top is like in the shape of a heart, and it has little devil horns on it.
Yeah.
It's got like some crazy airbrushing on it.
And I think it means you can't open the tailgate when the exhaust is on.
You know, you're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. Yeah.
Which is just fantastic.
Right? Yeah, there's a closer up. Yeah, of the airbrushing and the exhaust. And then Dana got us a good profile shot of this, and you can tell that the owner is hyped. I can imagine Dana like being hyped to see this in this, and this person
that looks great. Shaved door handles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, like the heart blinker on the side. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Whoever this dude is, thank you very much.
Look at where he did with the mirrors. The mirrors are up on the on the A-pillars.
Yeah.
Like up.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic.
Right?
Love everything about that. A+, no notes.
Exactly, right? Yeah. 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 So we have voicemail from Dana that will play on the next episode. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to do a license plate game, or you want to wrap the show?
I think we should wrap. If that's okay.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. It's been a weird day. I'm eating dinner now.
Oh, buddy. Okay. Yeah.
9 p.m.
You got Postmates showing up just now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a day. Man. I mean, I've had my day full of reply alls. I got to stay on top of it. So
you've been busy replying.
They're still coming. They're still happening right now. I have 24 emails.
Yes.
Since someone just responded, please remove everyone. I love it so much.
The thing about it is literally one checkbox to fix this problem.
Yeah.
It is one checkbox on the tenant to fix this problem.
Yeah.
Yep. Uncheck.
Yeah. I know.
Right?
I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. Well,
Dave.
I'm glad that you've had that. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If people enjoy this, what should they do?
They should subscribe on YouTube, and they should text us awesome Scion XBs that are slammed to shit to the ground. Thank you, Dana, for sending that in. Send us vanity plates and more things that you see on the streets. 720-515-1391.
They should order some vegan angel stickers.
Buy some vegan angel stickers. I may have gone a little nuts with how many I had made. Yeah.
They should also buy Lola at Last.
Buy Lola at Last.
Available wherever books are sold.
Yeah. Ian will put a link in our Talk About documents so that I can put it in the YouTube description.
I'll do that for sure. Everybody, thank you so much. We love you. Goodbye.